Hey, what's up, family? It's your girl Lolita here on God's Development Plan. This is just a quick random rant, you guys, but it was a day of days, y'all. Okay, it was a day of days today. I'm gonna just have to like let it roll off of my back like water off of a duck, you know? It's like, y'all, can I just say this? And I hope nobody gets angry at me, but there are certain jobs you really need to be anointed. You really need to be anointed to be doing it. You need to be called. People think you need to just be called to be a pastor. No, you also should be called to be a teacher. You should be called to be a police officer. You should be called to be any person in the medical profession. You need to be called because you need to have kindness, love, and compassion. If you're working with children, you need kindness, love, and compassion. I just had this appointment today, and the provider was very knowledgeable, but there was no love, there was no kindness, there was no compassion. It literally felt like I went into my appointment and was just being beat up. I've never in my life burst out and cried in the midst of an appointment. It was not pregnancy hormones, you guys. Okay, the person was barking at me and I don't even think they realized it, but it's not in my mind because even one of their coworkers referred to them as scary. When your own coworker refer to you, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But the main point is, it's like we got to show some love and compassion and kindness, y'all, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I mean, I was just so like beat down. It's like and can I, hey, shout out to my husband? Can I just shout out the husbands with the Holy Spirit? Because my husband, literally, I was sitting in my car. I had left after my appointment, and I was in my car, and I just was down. I was literally sitting in the car in the rain, and I was just not there. And my husband called me. He don't normally ask that like that, but he didn't even say, hey, hello, hey babe, blah blah blah, like he normally does. He was just like, hey, you all right? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I was like, why are you asking me that? I was not all right. But he was like, you all right? He was like, it's just I just I was like, Lord, my husband really tuned in spiritually because I was not all right, and he wasn't even in the same state as me, okay? Because he's traveling for work right now, so I'm like, oh my gosh. But I don't know, you guys. I'm not gonna make this long drawn out video over it, but I was just like, oh my gosh, like what when you're don't get me wrong, we all need love, compassion, and kindness, right, toward each other. But it's so important when you work in the medical field, when you work in the field of education, when you work for like maybe child and family services, when you're teaching, when you're a police officer, a firefighter, a EMT, when you may work in funeral services. There are certain fields where you may need a bit more compassion than the average person. You know what I'm saying? Cause you guys, when I tell you, I just felt like I just got slapped around. I was like, oh my gosh, like I literally was hurt. I was like, oh my gosh, like why are you talking to me like this? But anyways, I just was silent. I don't do well with screaming and yelling, and like I don't do well with stuff like that. I just get quiet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I get real quiet, and I check out. I checked out. I completely checked out. But anyways, I don't know. I just felt need to just say that. And I took it for myself though, because whenever someone does something that I don't like or treats me in a way that I find to be hurtful or something, I try to like put the shoe on my foot and say, you know what? That's a good example of how I don't want to treat people, because look how that made me feel. Let me just make sure I'm not doing that to anybody. You know what I mean, guys? You ever had somebody treat you so bad you just said to yourself, ooh, I better make sure I never do that. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, because we all have bad days and stuff, and sometimes people take their life out on you. You coming in clueless and they screaming at you because they mad with what they got going on at their house. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't know, you guys. It was just a little a random rant, like love, kindness, and compassion. Like, oh my gosh. it made me want to be more kind and more compassionate and more loving, because I'm like, wow, like this person kind of just ruined my whole day, you know? But anyway, I digress. Love you guys. Shout outs to you. It's your girl Lolita here on God's Development Plan. Sorry, y'all, my mouth's so dry. I was ripping and running, y'all. I just came and I was like, I need to lay down and just take a break. And I just was like talking to the Lord. I'm like, I need to just yield and calm down and just recalibrate, because those moments sometimes suck all your energy. I felt physically tired after the interaction. I felt depleted afterwards, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to recalibrate. Anyway, love you guys. Thumbs up if you feel me. All right, bye.